Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion on this glorious day in the foliage in northern Vermont. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm here with little Giovanni. There he goes, to talk about, focusing on the connection. There's all kinds of stuff out there right now about manifesting and, things that, oh, that's so out there. That's so, it really isn't. Some people, in my opinion, can get a little out there, to be honest with you. But it is real. I mean, it's definitely real because we know, cognitively speaking, we know this for a fact, that neurons that wire together fire together. So when which is all a memory is really, right? You can't just carve into somebody's mind brain with kindness and anesthesia and just pull out a memory like we can in like they kind of do in Disney's Inside Out, those little memory balls. So those aren't real. It's just neurons grouping together. So that's really all memories are, and neurons love patterns. So when we're talking about having our heart's desire and authentic something, it doesn't work like, ooh, I'd like to have, a moped, and then just focus on having a moped and then it lands in your lap. It's really not what it's about, as far as I can tell anyway. It's really about we attract to us things that reflect the essence of who we are, really, right? And so if we want all that goodness, all that abundance, we kind of be all that goodness and all that abundance. It means being of service and and really, sending out the good vibes and things like that. The other thing is that people are often, when we've talked about this, very much, outcome based and focused on the results. And that is also not going to work very well. I'm not saying it's not important to have goals, because it's okay to have goals. So you can have them over here someplace. But focusing on that is really not what it's about either. Because if we're not in the moment, energy is being taken away from doing our best in this moment. So we talked about the pizza pie thing, right? So if we are so focused on the goal that 10, 20, 30% of our day is focusing on later, that's 10, 20, 30% of our day that's not going into, the energy is not going into right now. Which, and if we kind of put everything we've got into the now, which is where the power is, the result will take care of itself. That's the other thing. Okay, now I talked about we talked about the need to fill our authentic purpose, which is our calling, which is what we were meant to do on this earth. And for me, I know that it's educating, and that can take all sorts of forms, right? Being the mom of my fabulous 5 young adults. Also, we kind of attracted some along the way, some of our friends' kids who stay with us for various reasons, and then of course being a professor, and my role is well-being and success person at Champlain. All of it, if you come right down to it, all of it has to do with educating, spreading positivity, and helping people see their value. That's really what I'm about in a nutshell, and I know that at a fabulous 57, I have extreme clarity with what the meaning and the purpose of my life is, for sure. And again, the context can change, but that part of us, that core, is not going to change. It just shifts into new, like new something to look at, or new context. But it's still, the core is there. I'm an educator, and part of that is educating people on how to see their own value and how to live a more positive, happiness-based lifestyle. That's just how it is. So here's the thing. Wanting something like, the disease of wanting, like the new promotion, then that's not enough. And I have to have another one, and getting the all A's and 1B, then I have to get straight A's, and then there's nowhere to go but down. Wanting to have a good partner, good partner walks in your life. Now you want a different partner because that partner sucks. And not, I deserve more, I deserve better. Well, maybe you do if it's like, a bad situation. But we're talking about how just always upping the ante with stuff and things and square footage and whatever. And that's really not what it's about. When we're talking about the connection thing and being in alignment, it's an authentic connection, being tapped in, tuned on. Abraham Hicks says, I just forget the third one. Tapped in, tuned on, and making it happen. Let's just say that. We do need to be in connection with that inner source, and call it God and higher power, source, universe, whatever. But that connection, that infinite intelligence, that infinite source of love, that infinite source of wisdom, and that infinite source of creativity, it's all of it. We've got to be connected to that. So it's way more important to stay in connection with what we are meant to do, listening to those voices. As Oprah says, listen to the whispers until they turn into bricks. You don't want that. Okay, listen to the whispers and listen to that internal guidance, because that, when we focus more on the energy of that, than the effort. And I'm a big fan of grit, so don't get me wrong, okay? We need both to really focus on that, putting our energy into listening, hearing, being open and receptive to all that abundance, being focused on that part of us that's divine and connected to everybody else is the ticket. Not being focused on, if I make these many YouTubes, I'll make this much money or whatever. No, that's not the focus. And Aaron Doughty would say, you don't want to push it away either. That's just an example. It can be fill in the blank. We don't want to push it away either. Like, it's okay if fill in the blank, I do this, start this private enterprise, cupcakes for kids, let's say, maybe who are in hospitals or some really nice, good thing to do, that we just focus on doing the good thing because it's a good thing for what it is. And then Aaron Doughty would say, don't push away the idea of it being lucrative either. That's not the idea. But it's a difference of looking at the money coming in and all the other good things that come in, maybe exposure or who knows what else, and side effects of what you're doing, and be open to those. Don't push them away. Like, you start a nonprofit that's super meaningful and doing great things in the world, in your community, or out there internationally, or whatever. We don't want to push that away, right? Because we can do more when money rolls in. We can do more for people when money rolls in. So we don't want to be like, oh, I just started this great nonprofit. If I'm successful, that means I'm a jerk. Well, guess what? Your nonprofit's not going to be successful because the universe is going to hear you that there's tension there. There's resistance. I want to be successful, but not too successful. There's a window because I'm a jerk if I make a lot of money. No. Think of you can start another one if you make all the money. Just think of all the good things you can do with it. But we don't want to the thing is, we don't want to focus on the side effects. We want to focus on the authentic purpose involved with it, with whatever it is we're doing, that connection between us and the creator of all things, label it however you want to, okay? That's just how it is, okay? So focus on the connection. Do what you love and the money will follow. I believe that's the name of a book. In fact, I know it is. I might have the title a smidge off. I think it was the 70s, 80s. I don't know. Maybe that's What Color Is Your Parachute. All basically the same. Do what you love and the money will follow. Follow your authentic purpose for the sake of following your authentic path, being in alignment, and focus on doing something that is bigger than yourself. That's really the whole ticket, is focusing on that connection to something bigger than who we are, to be of service. That's just how it gets. And then the rest will just they'll all just fall into place. Have the catcher's mitt wide open because it will fall into place. And that's it. This is Kimberly Quinn and Little Giovanni signing off from the beautiful northern Vermont, the Notch at the beautiful northern Vermont. Have a mindful, purposeful, connected day.